So they are lying. Why? Because the GM of the Chicago Sky actually was my trainer, and I actually trained with him before the game. We actually texted him and say, hey, we're gonna come to the game. We want peace. We don't want nothing controversial. We just want to come, sit down, and watch the game and enjoy the game. He even messaged us and say, just enjoy the game. I said, perfect. So they knew I was coming to the game, and everything they said is a lie.
Have you heard about a potential ban of you ever attending another WNBA game?
I have not heard it. I mean, if there is any news out there, please don't listen to those sources because it's all fake news. I did not break any kind of rules. I did not step over the baseline. I literally simply got out and just opened my arms. So they should not be banning me from any games. And you know what? I am so excited for the playoffs.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So it's been reported that Enes Kanter Freedom has been banned from Chicago Sky games. And they're even calling him a threat. Yes, that's right. So we haven't heard about Natasha Cloud receiving any penalties, any punishment for her conduct during the game on Sunday. But we're hearing reports of Enes being banned, and this comes after he was thrown out of the game on Sunday. He was kicked out, and now apparently he's been banned from all games moving forward. Sky owner Michael Orta told reporters on Tuesday that Freedom will not be permitted inside the Wintrust Arena moving forward unless sometime in the future he is able to prove to us, to our satisfaction, that he is able to abide by our rules without being a potential threat. Wow, those are very, very strong words, considering he was the one who got yelled at. But Michael Orta also said, it was pretty clear to us that his purpose of coming here was trying to be provocative and just see how much attention he could get and stir up and create.
Enes is so lame. It's just weird to me. Like, it's just like you're that desperate for attention that you're literally poking and prodding at the W and individuals that are already disenfranchised. You're poking and prodding at like these different disenfranchised individuals and poking and prodding at the W for the sake of what we get it, Enes. And most people do get it. Like, most people are like, hey, you shouldn't let men in the WNBA. And the counter to that is there are like 7 by birth women in professional women's sports. So it's not that big a deal. So that's the counter argument. But it's just like, bro, you that thirsty for attention. Now, on the flip side, though, in 2-5, you brought this up about another topic. You can't be that emotional. Like, you can't let Enes, who is intentionally being inflammatory, you cannot let him inflame you so much that during a game, of which you're down, by the way, now you're arguing with a dude who is only there to get your attention. You're letting him win by giving him not only that much attention, you giving him that much energy. Like, the strongest emotion is actually apathy and indifference. When you don't care about somebody, that's when you know you got him beat.
So, of course, Natasha has her side of the story, but Enes said that he was simply cheering on Sophie Cunningham when she came out and scored, and that's what triggered her. And obviously, he's wearing that shirt as well, which is simply the definition of a woman, and that also triggered people. He said Natasha just started yelling at him, she's not going to sleep with you, you know, and all this nonsense. That is very inappropriate. And she was F-bombing. So if anything, I would say her conduct was inappropriate and she should have been kicked out of the game, in my opinion. Enes did stand up and extend his arms and all of that, but he said he never crossed over, you know, the threshold. So it sounds like it was Natasha who started instigating things because she couldn't stand the sight of him, the fact that he was just there. Charles Barkley has spoken up and said that the WNBA needs to do better.
I always support the transgender community. I got none but love and respect for gay people and transgender people. But under no circumstances do I think men should play against women. Zero. I'm disappointed in Adam Silver and Kathy, the commissioner. First of all, you can't let stupid stuff go out to the internet, which is one of the worst things that ever happened to the world. They should have come out 2 weeks ago before all this, because people are looking for attention now. Just say,
including
hey,
this guy.
But he has a point, though, because Kathy and Adam haven't said, hey, it's in the title, WNBA. We're not going to have transgender people in the WNBA, and we're not going to discuss it again. That's what Adam and Kathy should have done 2 or 3 weeks ago before they turn it over to the internet and every fool, idiot, and jackass to have an opinion on. Adam should come out, and Kathy. I like both of them a lot. Women can own. There's no transgender people going to play in the WNBA. If you don't like it, kick rocks. We're not going to discuss it anymore. And Enes is trying to get attention because listen, if he did all the operation things, we're not doing that either. The WNBA is for women. And listen, this is the last time we're going to discuss it. We're not going to turn it over to the fools on the internet. We're not going to turn it over to Congress and things like that. The WNBA is for women only, period. We're not going to discuss it again.
I agree with that 100%, but just for clarification, all they need to say is that no male athletes are going to be competing in this league. And to safeguard against that, we are introducing sex testing in a similar way that the WTA is now doing, that the IOC is now doing, that World Athletics is now doing. That's it. Don't even have to mention transgender people. Just talk about male athletes, because there could be men who identify as women and there could be men with DSD competing within the WNBA. Just like in the French league, there's a male athlete who identifies as a woman, Julie Tedhart, competing. So we're not going to have that in the WNBA. Yes, Charles is absolutely correct. They could have nipped this in the bud a long time ago, and they're refusing to do so even now. Now that the pressure has been put on them, they're still refusing because they don't want to be seen to be going against the ideology. That's their priority. So thank you, Charles, for saying what you have said there. He is a former NBA player, and although he may not agree with Enes, getting into it with Natasha Cloud, he is saying that Enes has a point. Royce White has a point. The WNBA has left it open for male athletes to compete in their league. They have left it open and they're refusing to shut the door and say no. Even defining what the W stands for seems to be beyond their capabilities as it stands, and that makes the league a laughing stock. There could be male athletes competing within the WNBA as we speak, and is it any surprise when there's been no safeguards against that? So now the W is getting itself into more trouble. It's getting itself into potential legal trouble because they have failed to define what the W stands for. Both Royce and Enes have said that they identify as women, and the WNBA have made it clear that they believe in inclusion. And as long as you leave it open for male athletes to compete within that league, you do not get to pick and choose without leaving the league open to litigation. And now the league has been put on notice. Royce White's legal counsel, Matt Gaetz, suggests the WNBA should anticipate litigation after reports that White would not be eligible to play. White told me when he first announced his plans to join the W that he would file a discrimination lawsuit if a team doesn't add him.
Could this culminate in you actually playing in the WNBA?
It better. Why wouldn't they let me play? It's completely bigoted to deny my trans existence.
The WNBA has not notified Royce White at Highway 30 or our legal team of any decision on draft eligibility. As is their standard practice and policy, the WNBA should preserve all records in anticipation of litigation. So both Enes and Royce have said that they haven't heard anything back, any confirmation that they are ineligible for the draft. This is just reports that are being put out there, and ESPN said it was according to sources. But Royce White is saying that he will seek legal action. He will file a discrimination lawsuit if they do say he is ineligible, especially when they've put out statements saying that he is acting in bad faith. So you leave the W open to men, basically, because of gender identity. Trans kids belong, and all of these messages they put up on the Jumbotron, making it clear that they are going for an inclusive utopia. That's their priority, to the point where they're open to male athletes. So you put all of that out there, but then you want to turn around and say, well, this one, no, because that's bad faith. That's exactly how you walk into a lawsuit. That's why, when it comes to policies that allow men to use women's facilities because of gender identity, any man is allowed to use that facility. That's the reality of what women are dealing with. Not just men who claim to have a gender identity. Any man. Why? For this very reason. To avoid litigation. Because a man can say that they denied me because I don't have long hair. They denied me because they think I look too masculine. They denied me because they don't think I'm making an effort. They denied me because I'm not passing. So the WNBA wants to play those games. This is what it's leaving itself open to now. Royce White, he reposted Matt Gaetz and said, preserve all your records.
They get to determine what's a woman. They get to determine who's a real woman and who's a fake real woman. Don't worry about my genitalia. Don't worry about my trans plan with my trans-affirming doctor. It's none of your business. When a beautiful black queen talks, you listen and you learn. Better yet, you bow to a beautiful black queen like Royce. Okay? Okay? You bow to a beautiful black queen when she speaks.
So Royce has got the language down to a T, has got the rhetoric down to a T. And again, if you're going to be mad, at least you understand how people with common sense feel. Because we have had men come along and enter into the women's category to compete, entered into women's locker rooms, simply because they say they identify as women. We've had Dylan Mulvaney making a mockery of women.
I'm 32 of being a girl, and I figured it's about time that I tell you my toxic girl trait. Here we go. First up, we have amusement park restrooms, or really any restroom often frequented by children. This is a common place where some conservative women often judge me. And we all just normalize women having bulges sometimes. And you might see a bulge or two. And it looks like I'm a Barbie doll down there. And I went, oh, I forgot that my crotch doesn't look like other women's crotches sometimes, because mine doesn't look like a little Barbie pocket. Woohoo! I thought the letters stood for small, medium, and large based on the size of your Barbie pouch. Is that I'm jealous of you? Gal pals. You know, I wish I was born in your body. It feels like my costume. It feels like the Dylan costume. So I'm gonna cosplay in what I think a New York girl would wear. New York girls love a vegan pleather short. New York girls love a sleeveless black turtleneck. New York girls love a trench coat. And New York girls love black boots. I think I'm gonna wear black gloves. They're a little dramatic, but New York City girls are dramatic. New York girls dance in the rain. New York girls don't wear bras. If you run into me on the street, say hi. I'll have a tampon for you. She's my best friend. I love her. We love each other. I wear her every day and love it.
Walking around acting how he thinks a woman behaves. And again, an absolute mockery. And claiming, you know, this is how women act and this is how women behave. Dressing up as 6-year-old Eloise. And we're told to take that seriously. So if we have to take those things seriously, the WNBA can take Royce and Enes seriously. Because again, you cannot judge people's motives. You cannot say with all certainty that Royce and Enes do not identify as women when they have said they identify as women, especially for the purposes of entering into the WNBA draft. So we shall see how this turns out. But they have left themselves open for litigation when they want to pick and choose who fits their ideology the most and who's acting in good faith and bad faith when they are men who say they identify as women. All of this could be settled very, very easily, but the WNBA continues to refuse. So it can face the consequences of that, I guess. So let's see how this turns out. Do you think there will be litigation? And do you think it's going to go anywhere? So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video. And a huge thanks to all of those who have hyped my videos. It is greatly appreciated.